All right, I have a couple of Munich-style Helles beers for you to compare. What we have today is one I found in the local beer and liquor store. It's called Florida Sunshine Lager by a company called Crooked Can Brewing. This is 5% ABV. It has no rating on Beer Advocate, but user ratings are 3.78. And it was classified as a Helles. So I thought, okay, I'll compare that to a real Helles, namely my favorite beer, Hofbräu, which is 5.1% ABV and has a score of 86 on Beer Advocate and a user score of 3.83. So it seems that most users or people who rate the beers on the site like this one a little bit better than this one. I thought it would be a good contest. Something I hopefully would be close. Well, anyway, so how's this going to go? Are we going to finally get an American beer to take down Hofbräu? Well, here's the box the Florida Sunshine Lager came in. Doesn't say anything on here about it being a Helles. Well, maybe here on the bottom it does. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to read all that. But I'll stick it up here and then you can pause the video if you want to read it. All right. So let's get down to it. Let's have a look at these beers. Now, the Florida Lager is a little bit more lemony colored than the Hofbräu, which is more of a golden yellow, whereas this tends to be maybe a little less filtered. This one, a little more hazy. It's hard to tell. But definitely more yellowish. All right. So let's see if there are any aromas here. A very slight aroma. Very slight. And I really can't even detect an aroma off the Hofbräu. So I got a little bit more in this one, and I can tell by looking at them which is which. There's a small marker on the bottom of this mug to let me know which one is which, so I don't really need it. But I'm going to mix these up and do this blindfolded because Hofbräu is my favorite beer, so I might be a bit biased. And I mean Hofbräu original. Because there are other Hofbräu beers. There is a Hofbräu Lager, which is a low ABV. It's like a light beer. But I've never seen that available in the US. In fact, I never even seen it available in Germany. So, I really don't know which beer is which at this point, because I talk and not pay attention to what I'm doing and I lose track, and that's fine. So let's start with this one. That's Hofbräu. Because it's almost perfect. This one's good. And it does have more maltiness to it than the other one. It's got about the same upfront hoppiness first going in. It's tangier. And I would say it's hoppier too. But you can you can taste the hops, you can taste the malt through the hops midway through and in the finish. Whereas this one, it's not as tangy. It's balanced. I'm going to go with this one, which, as I expected and as I thought, is the Hofbräu. So once again, U.S. beer makers, craft beer makers, you do a good job, but you still fall short from great European lagers such as Hofbräu and the Czech Budweiser or Czechvar, Budvar, whatever you want to call it. And there's a lot of other beers in Europe too that are really good. And the Kronenbourg from France, 1664, is a good one. Okocim or Okosim from Poland is decent. In fact, I think I had a contest where I did Okosim against Hofbräu and Okosim came on top. But as I said before in many of these videos I make where I compare beers, is purely subjective. Because I might do this again tomorrow and maybe I'll have a different outcome. I'll know which one is which, just like I almost instantly knew that this was Hofbräu just because I'm so used to the taste. But every now and then, you know, I might have a hankering for something different. Like for a while, IPAs was my favorite style 10 years ago or so, and well, I just kind of got burned out on them. Especially the ones that are really citrusy, that taste like lemons and things like that. I went back to lagers. The lager style is the most popular style in the world. And when I say lagers, that includes pilsners. Lagers, and I would say a pilsner is a subset of lagers. So, lagers and pilsners, most popular style. Along came IPAs. They became really popular, but I don't know if that style has become more popular than lagers and pilsners. Maybe in certain areas, but I don't think worldwide. I could be wrong. But Hofbräu, my favorite beer of all the beers that I've tried, and there's been a lot. But that doesn't mean none of these other beers are bad. For instance, if this one was available at a bar or restaurant and I saw it on tap, I'd probably get it because it's definitely going to be better than Bud, Coors, and Miller. And then probably better than Stella too. Stella is available just about everywhere in the U.S. because it's owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev. So when you have a big beer company like that backing you, you get distributed, whether people like it or not. That's why everywhere you go, you're going to see Budweiser or Bud Light. You might see Miller Lite almost everywhere. Well, Miller now is also owned by AB InBev, from what I understand. I haven't checked in a while, but I believe it's the case. So when a big beer like that, and the brands that it owns, those are the brands that you're going to be seeing on tap at bars and restaurants, unless you have some kind of specialty restaurant. If I had a bar or restaurant, I probably wouldn't even have any American beer there. It would probably be all German and Czech, maybe some English ales, and people want to come in and ask, "Where's the Bud Light?" Well, you're shit out of luck. I don't have it because it's a sucky beer. So maybe I would lose customers. I don't know, but maybe if I had some customers that keep coming in and trying it, they'd come to realize, well, this beer is a hell of a lot better than the shit that I've been drinking all my life. Maybe I'd have Schlitz if I could get a hold of Schlitz. Because as far as that American adjunct lagers go, Schlitz ain't too bad. But I probably wouldn't have any light beers. If somebody asked for a light beer, I said, well, give me a Bud Light. I said, well, here's a Budweiser, add some water to it. There's your Bud Light. So, that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching.